Hey everyone, welcome to day 29 of the V.E.D.A challenge, vlogging every day in April. I've been thinking a bit today about one of my thinking patterns, I guess, that I've been trying to address, and that is my tendency to really focus on thinking about the future and the past a lot. And what I mean by that is I'm kind of one of those people that always has their heads in the cloud. I guess that's the expression for that. There are many times at home or even here at work when it's really slow, I'll just kind of pace around thinking about stuff. And it's stuff that's probably not going to happen for quite a while, or it's stuff that has already happened, like long time ago, sort of thing. And I spend very little time kind of thinking about the present, sort of thing. And this is kind of one of those thinking patterns that I've been trying to address and trying to kind of bring in, kind of ground a bit, I guess. Um, it's one of the things I've been discussing a lot with my counselor, and one of the things he said to me about that is that a lot of the times depression lies in the past and anxiety lies in the future. So if you're constantly thinking about the past, constantly thinking about, some of the mistakes you've made, some of the embarrassing things you've done, of course you're going to feel depressed a lot. And I have a tendency of just getting kind of caught up in those thoughts, and I'll just kind of replay those thoughts in my mind over and over and over again. And that's kind of why I'll have periods of time where I'm just depressed for no reason, really. Like, if you're looking at me from the outside, I'd be depressed, but there would be no obvious reason why. But it's because my mind is kind of circulating back to things in the past that really have no effect on me nowadays. There might have been something that shaped who I am today, but it isn't something that really should concern me anymore, I guess. it's and also I spend way too much time thinking about stuff that I want to do down the road. Like today, or these past few days, because we're almost done V.E.D.A, my mind's kind of racing thinking about what I'm going to do next year for V.E.D.A. And it's just like, that's not really relevant. Like, why am I thinking about next year's V.E.D.A when I should be thinking about today's V.E.D.A? I should be thinking about today and tomorrow's V.E.D.A, the last two. But most of the time, I've been thinking about the future. I've been thinking about stuff I want to do later next month. Like other kind of video projects, which, I'm sure maybe think about a little bit, but that shouldn't be one of my pressing concerns right now. And thinking about those things is giving me a lot of anxiety. But I just need to kind of address those thoughts. That's one of the things my counselor also told me, was that if you can actually identify those thoughts when they're happening, you can generally start to kind of talk yourself out of them, I guess. Like when I start thinking about next year's V.E.D.A, I can kind of identify like, well, I'm thinking ahead way too much. I need to think about today's V.E.D.A. I need to think about tomorrow. And I need to think about what I'm doing here at work today, what I'm going to be doing after work, which is today it's going to be just laundry and D&D, so that I have clean clothes to wear for tomorrow's job interview. And I also need to be thinking about tomorrow's interview, but not too much, because if I'm just sitting here thinking about my interview tomorrow all day, I'm not really going to get much done. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of talking in circles a little bit. I it's still something, as I've said about a few other thought patterns. It's still something I'm really trying to work on. This is probably one of the ones that I have been trying to work on the most because it is something that's been keeping me back a lot of the times. Like even today, just before I started filming this, I spend like what time is it right now? Like almost 11 o'clock. I've spent the last hour mostly pacing around the store trying to think about what I was going to say in today's V.E.D.A, and also thinking about, later this month, if I get that job at the other place I applied to, what will that be like? Things I'm gonna do next month and that sort of thing. It's like I need to just record V.E.D.A so I can actually get it done out of the way and then get some work here done and not get caught up in those other thoughts right now. And then maybe once I'm done work today, once I put on some laundry and start editing V.E.D.A, I might, start thinking about what I'm going to say tomorrow in tomorrow's interview. It's really something, like I said, I really need to work on. I think I'm getting better at it, especially now that I have been prescribed medication for stuff like my depression and ADD. It's made it a lot easier for me to kind of identify those thoughts and to work on it. I feel like a lot of times when people think about medication for any sort of mental health sort of thing, they think of it as maybe something that will just instantly cure whatever it is that they're going through. There was the part of me when I first started taking my antidepressants and my medication for ADD that I would just instantly be able to do things, and that's not exactly the case because I still have struggle with some of the same things, but because of the medication, I feel like a lot of them have been brought down to a level that I can manage. I can identify the thoughts, and going to see a counselor has also done a lot to help me um, get through a lot of this. He's been giving me strategies on how to identify certain thought patterns, how to kind of challenge them, and how to get out of them. How to overcome situations that make me feel stressed, how to not get into thought patterns that make me depressed, and just how to feel better about myself, sort of thing. And I feel like so far it's been helping out a lot. I feel better about myself. I feel better in general. And I feel more productive. And that's why this year I've actually managed to pretty much complete V.E.D.A, I feel like. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I have a long way to go, but I have come a long way. Especially since last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing where I'll be next year. Um, Hopefully in a much better place. I might not be too different next year, but you never know. A lot can happen in a year. And you guys who are watching, I hope you guys are all doing okay. And I know a lot of you are probably going through some stuff right now, and while I might not be the best at giving advice, I hope that you guys are kind of also finding ways to kind of manage the things that you're going through, and that you're also just at baby steps at a time getting better at these sort of things. I don't know. I'm not good at giving inspirational talks. But I hope you all are doing well. And thank you all for watching all of my rambles this year. And I'll see you all tomorrow for our final day of V.E.D.A. So until then, goodbye.